Alright, this is paragraph 20 of chapter 1 of 1984, and here are the vocabulary words I have selected. First of all, do you remember the word dim from paragraph 3? Well, we're using it again in paragraph 20, but this time in a very different way. I will be showing you that different way at the end of this video. We also have the word glance that we've used before. We're going to be refreshing our memory with the word glance. We've got hush, disarming, and to feel drawn to something. Let's start with feeling drawn to something. You probably are familiar with the word draw, meaning drawing pictures, so using a pen or a pencil and making pictures. But you might not know that draw also means to extract, to take, to bring something close to you. So in paragraph 20, Winston is introducing a new character, O'Brien, and O'Brien is very interesting to Winston. For some reason, have you ever had that experience where you just like somebody or you have a good feeling about them even though you don't really know them? Well, that's kind of the feeling that Winston has with O'Brien. He doesn't really know him, but there's something about him that he really likes or trusts. And in paragraph 20, it says, he felt deeply drawn to him. In this way, drawn means like attracted, like he must go towards him. He wants to go towards him. He likes him. He trusts him. He feels attracted to him. He wants to be his friend. That's how they're using drawn in paragraph 20. The word hush means silence or quiet, and actually it could be a pretty rude way to tell somebody to be quiet. You probably heard the phrase shut up before. Well, hush is another way to say the same thing. So now you know another way to be rude to somebody if you really want to. In paragraph 20, the way that it's used, there's a sentence, a momentary hush passed over the group of people around the chairs as they saw the black overalls of an inter-party member approaching. So when they saw an important person coming into the room, I think that's O'Brien, the person that Winston feels drawn to, there was a momentary hush. For a moment, everybody became quiet when he entered the room. Let's talk about the word disarm. You probably recognize the word arm. This is an arm, but that's not the kind of arm that we're talking about here. Depending on what language you speak, you may recognize the word arm as meaning like a weapon, like a gun. That's what arm means also in English sometimes, arm. And dis is a negative prefix. So when you talk about disarming, it means leaving your gun, leaving your weapon. When somebody is disarming, you just naturally trust them. There's something very friendly and trustable about them. So if somebody has a disarming smile, it's a smile that takes you by surprise. It makes you want to put down your gun and be their friend. So that's what disarming means. Now in paragraph 20, Winston is talking about O'Brien. And remember that O'Brien is somebody that he is very drawn to. And it says he had a certain charm of manner. He had a trick of resettling his spectacles on his nose, which was curiously disarming in some undefinable way. Curiously civilized. It was a gesture which, if anyone had still thought in such terms, might have recalled an 18th century nobleman offering his snuff box. So I kind of figure the way that he adjusts his glasses is kind of like this. And maybe a little nice smile. That's sort of what I picture when I read those lines. I don't know if you picture the same thing, but that's what I've got. Do you recall that in paragraph 3 we talked about the word dim? It was when we were first introduced to the telescreen, And Winston didn't want to listen to it, but so he tried to turn down the volume, and he could only turn down the volume so much. He couldn't turn it down all the way. And the same thing was true of what he saw. He could turn down the light in the TV and the telescreen a little bit, but not all the way. And that's what dim means. Dim means to turn down the lights, to make the light softer. So to dim the TV, to dim the telescreen, to dim your screen on your computer means to make the light be softer. But in paragraph 20, it's used a little bit differently. The beginning of paragraph 20 starts like this. The other person was a man named O'Brien, a member of the inner party and holder of some post so important and remote that Winston only had a dim idea of its nature. Here, dim means not very exact, not very clear, because if you can imagine, if you have an idea that's very bright, the opposite would be an idea that's very dim. It's just a small idea with not very much light surrounding it. Now, in the end of paragraph 20, we have the word glance, which I think we used in paragraph 13. So, actually, maybe it would be a good idea for you to go back to paragraph 13 and see the word glance again. Go back to paragraph 3 and watch them use the word dim and compare them to the way they're using it here. But at the end of paragraph 20, it says that O'Brien glanced at his watch. And remember, glance is a kind of look. It's a quick look. All right, that's the end of paragraph 20. And now we have some new characters. We have this fellow O'Brien who Winston's very interested in, and we have this attractive young lady who Winston is kind of afraid of. I wonder what's going to happen with all of this. Well, we'll find out pretty soon, I suppose. All right, now is a good time to go back and review some of the vocabulary that we've already talked about in the past 20 paragraphs. There's been so much vocabulary. Again, if you found this information useful, if it helped you, if you learned something, then please press the like button. And if you want to have more material like this, there's a lot more coming, so subscribe to my channel. Okay, I will see you again in paragraph 21 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell.